Hi everybody. This week's card is going to be Aqua People. And it's really interesting because in the deck, this is just for me, there's always one card, at least one, that you resist or don't like or don't vibe with. And I have had a heck of a time with Aqua People personally. And I think part of it is this is one of my issues. Just about like when I have more I'll be okay, like when I have more and better, and sometimes we all have our own issues, and I find that with the cards sometimes there's a particular issue that comes up and you know, you run right into it with a card. I found that when I'm reading some people, they'll look at the card and they'll go, oh, I don't like that card. Well, you don't even know what it means, and sure enough we find out that that's an issue that they deal with in their lives. And so for me, Aqua People has always been kind of like, I really haven't wanted to be around the crowd I don't like to be with, but I think that's the story of Aqua People, is feeling like you should be somewhere that you don't necessarily have to be. And so that has been something that I've been working with, and I think that that makes a huge statement with this card, because the card is about vanity. That's the key word. And the quote is, when I have more, I'll feel better. And it says, oh yes, yes, that will make me feel better. Something like when I have more. And part of the exercise I'd like to work with this week in Spiritual Club is the concept of we know that blue is the fifth chakra, so it's communication. And what I'd like to see everybody work on is the imagination of our future. You know, so much of the time we're worrying into our future of like, oh my gosh, I have to do this and I think part of Aqua People for me is feeling that rush of something has to happen, like something needs to take place in order for me to feel better or to feel complete. And so what I'd like to talk about this week is the exercise in the book for Aqua People. And by the way, for those working online, you can also jump online and just go to the Aqua People section and where it says connect with yourself or others. The idea is that go to the imaginary photo album that you have. We all have it because that's kind of like our goals and dreams. And if you can imagine, just take a moment to center yourself and imagine that you're opening a photo album. And by the way, that's what it's like for me when I'm reading. I'm opening a photo album, and in front of me I'm seeing all these cards. And I don't quite know yet, you know, when I'm looking at cards, what each photo means. But when we're setting intentions or creating dreams, we are creating an imaginary photo album in our mind. So what I'd like you to do is bring the photo that is most present to you forward this week. So how that works is, and see where the helicopter's telling us too, it's coming in. How that's going to work is this. You're going to go inside and you're going to imagine that you're opening a photo album. And you're going to look at all the pictures in your photo album. And when you find the picture that's really resonating with you, and by the way that's going to work is the thing you most want to communicate, the thing that's most important to you, and you don't maybe even know why, but somehow we always go back to what matters to us. So just to give you an example, the way to change the worrying into the future and the way to transform the message from Aqua People is to go inside and see the picture that gives you a calm or inspires you or brings you to your highest place. So for me, for example, that place is seeing just a beautiful view of the ocean from a living room. And I don't know why that is, but it just brings me a calm. And that's a picture in my imaginary photo album. And so when I describe that to you and I talk about it, part of the exercise I'd like you to take on this week is to go onto the board, describe your imaginary photo, and I want everybody to post and then have others respond to the post like this. So for example, I've just put up that I see my beautiful living room and I'm standing in my living room and looking out at the ocean and just watching the waves. And so when you respond as if it's already happened. So in other words, like let's say I post that and maybe Rhonda posts, Tori, I was so excited to visit you in your beautiful living room. And or something that validates the reality of it. So like if someone else says, you know, I'm sitting in my beautiful new kitchen, have someone else, let's say you respond by saying, you know, I absolutely love the new tile you put down. So something that actually intuitively validates what that person is seeing in their imaginary photo album. So take that on as a challenge. The exercise itself is in Aqua People, so you can take a look at it. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and shoot me an email, and I will see you next time.